What up, Dokkaners? Tanabata! The announcement has been made. The LR reveal is going to be happening in about a week. The live stream broadcast has been scheduled, so I'm going to link this down below in the description for you guys to click on it. You can see what time it's going to be dropping for you exactly in your time zone. For me, it's going to be starting June 26th at 8 p.m. Pacific. That's 3 hours after that day's global reset. So we're going to just go over a couple of things here. We're also going to review last year's Tanabata LR reveal, but I'll just tell you right now, looking at this, it means nothing. Turles is there simply because he was the most recent release. It means nothing. It does not imply that the upcoming LR has anything to do with Turles. It does not imply that a low-class warrior that works for Frieza is coming up as the Tanabata LR. Nothing. This is simply just a placeholder. We've had similar generic default sort of graphics like this in the past that have led to nothing. In fact, I'm pretty sure Scorching Onslaught, actually, was it Scorching? It was something to do with fire. That was exactly the graphic that they used last year, and ultimately it amounted to nothing. It's just, it's just shiny words to make the thing look fancy. Let me pull up last year's stuff real quick. Yeah, I remember. You know what? This reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. This is Hades. Feel the heat. That's right. Feel the heat. Look, this is what we had last year. August 21st, 2025. We were given the announcement that the upcoming Tanabata broadcast was going to be happening 5 days later. Feeling the heat, Transcendent Dokkan campaign. What this means nothing. This is just gibberish. This graphic has nothing. There's no connection between this and what the LR was. It was Golden Frieza and Gogeta. What heat? There's no heat. It's just words. What's Scorching Onslaught? If we're gonna take this at face value, you know what this is? Scorching Onslaught. That's full power Jiren. All right. When that dude ripped off his shirt and went full power Batman, absolute Batman, he was surrounded by flames. The heat from his absolute strength reached the rafters. All right. So if we're taking this literally, then we're getting Tournament of Power. I'm getting my Tournament of Power back. Oh my God, I know what I want. I want it to be Tournament of Power. I have now decided. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things here. Let's start with a brief history lesson on why Tanabata is happening now. I still get confusion about this on my live streams, which is understandable because some of you guys are just kind of new to this. We've only been now in the full synchro for 2 years. We had the big Crisis on Infinite Earths event that reset the universe 2 years ago. Before that, Global and JP were separate timelines. Back in my day, when things were simpler, Global was 6 months behind JP. So any given year, JP would celebrate their anniversary at the end of January, basically the beginning of the year, at which point Global gets just a rinky-dink, stupid little Dokkan Festival celebration that nobody cares about. 6 months later, when Global finally gets to celebrate the hype of the anniversary, JP is now 6 months ahead, where they're celebrating the Tanabata release of a new Dokkan Festival LR, but the anniversary characters come back on a separate banner. And so that kind of takes the spotlight away from the little brother, which is the Global side. And so for years, Global had to deal with this until we reached that point where Global and JP were going to be unifying operation schedules. So from year 9, things changed afterwards. But before that point, the only real points of convergence between Global and JP would be Saiyan Day. So during this spot right here, Global and JP would celebrate that at the same time. Golden Week, Global and JP would celebrate at the same time. And Worldwide Celebration, Worldwide Download Celebration, arguably the singular biggest celebration of the year because neither Global or JP knew what was coming up before that. It's on the same level as the anniversary, but the difference was that Global and JP got to experience it at the same time. The horrendous reality for Global players was that we had to basically brace for virtually back-to-back celebrations. We had anniversary in July and then Worldwide in September, leaving little room for recovery. And so that was really bad for Global players. So when we finally reached that point where Global and JP were synced up, this is what the new continuity was. This is what the new 52 became. Anniversary, end of January. Then Worldwide Celebration got rebranded into GDC and moved up to 6 months post anniversary, and it replaced the Tanabata celebration slot, aka the Global anniversary spot. I liked this arrangement. Moving GDC here and then putting Tanabata down in September, I think was good because it gave a nice even distribution during the year. Every 6 months, you have the biggest celebration of the year. So whatever you had to do, you could sort of, plan your roadmap around that fact. But now, after year 10, they decided, you know what, let's not do that anymore. I don't know if it's because of JP player feedback or whatever, but now it's anniversary at the end of January, GDC got moved into September, aka its original worldwide download spot, and the Tanabata moved back to its original spot where it would kind of take away some of the hype from the global anniversary. And so that's where we're at. So for those of you wondering, that's sort of the timeline. We've sort of come back full circle at this point, and now we have our second biggest celebration of the year happening in July. TLDR, that is to say, this is a good celebration to be summoning for. If you're not willing to save up for GDC, well, it's definitely a good idea to save up for the next big thing, which is Tanabata. Tanabata is going to be happening in basically now a week and change. I'm not going to say it's going to be starting necessarily on the 26th. While the stone sales indicate that it could be starting on the 26th, this is where I'm actually a little not concerned, more confused. Because normally when Global announces something, it takes a couple of days for the stuff to actually drop. Except for anniversaries. I think anniversaries, they'll drop stuff and then like later on in the day, we actually have the release. They might do something like that this time. But with the stone sales ending on the 26th at 8 a.m., but then with the Tanabata like reveal happening 12 hours later, are they just going to drop the celebration 2 hours after that? Or are we going to go a couple extra days? My guess would be a couple extra days until the actual banner releases. But then that begs the question, what sort of stone sales are going to be around in the interim? I've never seen the stone sales be down for more than 24 hours. I think that's the longest we've gone without stone sales. So maybe they drop some sort of like filler banner in between the two. Maybe they drop something like in the next couple of days before the Turles banner goes away. They drop some extra garbage right here to extend the stone sales to end around like the 29th. So let's say like, I don't know, in 3 days. So on the 22nd, we get an extra like, I don't know, maybe like some sort of a super easy, maybe an LR super easy drops. And so they drop an LR banner for it. And so with that, they drop some stone sales. And then 7 days later on the 29th, aka 3 days after the reveal, that's when we get the celebration. That's my guess. I don't know. Timing doesn't really matter. The point is, now that this has come up, that should help some of you guys resist the temptation even further in terms of your summons. I have been dropping extra videos, kind of just reminding you guys about the stuff that you guys should be doing daily. Also very much pointing to the Turles summons, the free Turles summons. And I mentioned at the beginning of this whole celebration, the fact that they were doing this every day was really good, because as you continued to do this, eventually they would start dropping hints about Tanabata. And when that started to happen, that would also help you guys sort of deviate away from the Turles banner and focus more on that. The Turles unit is good. And I'm realizing now that I forgot to do a tier list unit for tier list video for Turles. So I will do one when we actually get into the Tanabata celebration, because that's going to be a new LR. He is definitely like around the top 10, but his banner just blows. It's just not good. Speaking of hint, by the way, if we go back to last year, 4 days before the actual release of the info, they dropped this announcement on the 21st at night. The early morning 26th Dokkan Now special was happening 5 days later, but a day after they dropped this, they gave us this. So we are now basically within the first day of them announcing the Tanabata broadcast. So I would expect in maybe a day or two, we might get some sort of a hint, some sort of a Dokkan Festival hint, and that will set the conversation going for the next couple of days. I remember the level of just crazy reaches that we went with this. I mean, look at mine, for crying out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? I don't know. This is just my Dimacopium at work. People were saying this is like some sort of a medallion. Does this have something to do with, you know, a medal? It's gold. Maybe it's Golden Frieza. It kind of looks like the Tournament of Power stage. Could this be in the shape of a Patara earring? Maybe this is meant to look like the shot of a close-up Patara earring on the side. There were just so much like various levels of quantum mechanics reaching that came from this, which was fun. And then ultimately it ended up being like the most simple thing. It's just gold. It's a gold medal, gold Frieza. I expect something like this to drop. All right, so now let's go ahead. Enough babbling. Let's go ahead and check out last year's broadcast. Let's see what they covered here. I remember correctly, it was around 40 minutes. Let's see. This started about an hour in, and then this went on till miscellaneous info. Oh wow, went 50 minutes. Okay, it was a 50-minute thing. Considering it was a 50-minute stream, 50-minute broadcast, and we got one reversible exchange character, that will help. Well, I don't know if we're gonna know. Normally when we know like how long a video is, we can sort of use that as a clue, but since this is live, I don't think we're actually gonna know that. Let's check this out. Geppy is going to be there. Omatsu will not be there. Oh, man. Oh, my buddy. I still have his number. Okay, so let's see. Schedule. We're going to get something like this. Information on events. Information on new characters. Okay. It's one unit, but it's got 2 characters in it. Info on EZAs. Dragonstone giveaways. So what did we get last year for events? We got a login. Oh, yeah. God Goku being here, that set people off. So this, if I remember correctly, this is one of the animation shots of the LR gods, tech gods. Okay. We get login info. Cool. We get a Purunga campaign. They gave us like 15 wishes for that, which was pretty cool. Yeah, 15 wishes. So 5 sets of 3 wishes. I forgot what her name was. She's a different MC. Okay. Then we got a new red zone. Ultimately, this doesn't have much to do with free. I mean, you can retroactively like make connections. Frieza, Pure Saiyans, Enemy of Frieza. We'll get some sort of a challenge event, whether it's an actual red zone chapter or a blue zone chapter. Maybe it's just like another blue zone thing. Is that just where they're moving forward? Like, are they just going to do that? Because have we actually had anything new in terms of additional red zone or blue zone stages since they've consolidated everything together? I don't think we've had that. I think this is just what they're doing moving forward. I think. So we'll get something like this. More stones, more challenges, more permanent stuff. And then, what do we got next? Was that it for new event? Oh. Seriously Serious Stage 5. Yeah, it's going to be the start of a new month. So we'll most definitely get... Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, the celebration is definitely going to be starting on the 29th because... a new Seriously Serious has to drop. So if that's going to happen, it would have to be like the 29th or the 30th when that happens. I think we're going to get some sort of a filler banner. Anyway, this celebration will most definitely get a new All Out Seriously Serious 2. I would imagine there would also be a 7-ticket EX thing where you just clear it once and you get 7 tickets. Intensifying fights, I don't know if we'll get that. I feel like they've sort of abandoned that series. But whatever, challenge events are challenge events. Oh, Festival of Battles mission. We just got some. I don't think they're going to do another one. I would be down for it, but I doubt it. I think people's like perception of this event is definitely going to change now that we've got the bitrate limit increased because it's a lot easier to one-shot even the final few stages. I feel like the stigma behind this event has sort of dissipated over time. So if we get another set of missions for that, I wouldn't personally mind, but I doubt it. And I think that was it for content because next is new characters. Yes. So this is where they give us the info on the Golden Frieza and the Gogeta. And I remember the reaction to this was pretty lukewarm. Some people were not too thrilled about it because this was like our, you know, whatever 10th Frieza. I mean, not Frieza, Gogeta. But for me, it was cool because it was a nice precedent establishing that they are willing to go weird and wacky with the combinations. Getting a villain and a hero. I mean, this is great for team building because you can run Frieza on movie heroes. You can run Gogeta on Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors. So it has actually created a nice precedent moving forward. So I did like that. But in terms of like the overall animations, it didn't have me too overly hyped personally. But it is Gogeta, so there is bias. Okay, so then we spend like 20 minutes talking about it. So from 1 hour and 8 minutes all the way until active skills, Gogeta. So right here. So 15 minutes we spend talking about the new character. 15 minutes. So that, I mean, that just tells you reversible exchange characters, they take a while. Either it's one reversible exchange character or it's like 2 Dokkan Festival characters. That's how long it takes to cover that info in about 15 to 20 minutes. After that, we get the info on the EZA, which is the LR AGL Golden Frieza. Wow, that's a year old now? A little less than a year old. Okay. And then they do the Dragonstone challenge thing, concurrent viewers, 75,000. Cool, they did this water fishing thing. All right, very cute, very cute. I forgot what this was all about, but whatever. We got stones out of it, that's what matters. And then they did a gift campaign thing, celebrating 100 winners monthly. Oh, yeah. You know what? Actually, I did win one of these. I think I had the opportunity to get a Samsung Galaxy or Link Skill Orbs, and I'm pretty sure I chose Link Skill Orbs. And what's funny is I actually kind of regretted that because it would have been nice to have a Samsung Galaxy for free, because then I could have like used Android Dokkan much sooner. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so that was that. Not much more to talk about there. I think that was... Oh, new battle system. They started teasing that in here. Oh, yes. New battle system. They talk about it here, but then community... Was this where they first teased it, or was it even earlier? I can't remember. Can't explain the details of the game in detail yet. We are preparing to allow users to play a beta version at the Community Fest 2025 in the public broadcast. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I think they were just announcing that. Okay. And I think that was it. Pretty sure that's where this comes to an end. They talk about some web store stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then that's it. Yeah. So there you go. That we'll basically just get a carbon copy of this. We're going to get at least one EZA. We're going to get a bunch of challenge events announced, maybe some missions for some older stuff. We will get one LR. People are saying that there could be two. It's possible. I think the reason why people are saying two is because with Tanabata coming back to its natural original spot, and since anniversary characters tend to come back here, they're thinking that maybe with those anniversary characters coming back in order to make room for both, you just have two dual Dokkan Festival banners. I just think that they're going to put them all on a separate banner like they used to do. Tanabata, Ton of Thanks banners. They'll just put the anniversary characters in there along with like 30 other Dokkan festivals for people to summon on. That's what I would think. I don't think they're going to change it, but hey, I've been wrong before and I will continue to be wrong for the rest of time. But that's where we are. So in the meantime, place your bets, make some guesses. If you want me to make a guess right now, Tournament of Power. Why? Because I love it. I am very much butthurt from the disrespect that I endured during the Daima stuff during 11th anniversary. So I'm going to cool it with Daima for a while. We'll take it easy with Daima. Give me some Tournament of Power. Give me some more UI goodness. Give me some... No, no, I take that back. Give me Universe 7, but not Goku and not Vegeta, which, you know, perfect time to do that during Tanabata because last year we had Gogeta and Frieza. So clearly we don't have to have Goku or Vegeta at the front and center. It could be something else. What if it's Kefla? What if we get LR Kefla? What if we finally get to pay off that weird rogue Kefla, that base Kefla asset? That is still lingering in the minds of the community because a long time ago during some celebration where they announced Kefla's EZA, STR Kefla, Dokkan Festival's EZA, they used a different asset for base Kefla in the graphic. And then they phantom changed it thinking people wouldn't notice, but they did. So that floating rogue Kefla asset is still floating around. Let's get that going. Let's use Tanabata to start bolstering Universe 6. Or you know what? Let's go even weirder. Why don't we start bolstering Universe 11? Give me a full power Jiren that doesn't suck after he transforms. That would actually pay off the Scorching Onslaught thing. It would also kind of make all this stuff make sense. You know, it would all come together. See, the point of the matter is Tournament of Power just makes Dokkan better. Okay, let's just do it. This whole year, in terms of releases, you've been doing everything that I wanted. Might as well just continue. I want Tournament of Power. You hear me, Geppy? We need to get off on a good note. So I need you to listen to me and give me Tournament of Power. Okay, thanks. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Learn in the comments your thoughts, your theories. What are you looking forward to about the Tanabata celebration? By the way, the Memorial Stone stuff doesn't start until GDC, so we should be getting stuff on that in a couple of months. Don't expect that during this. But what are your thoughts on what the celebration could be in terms of the new character? How many stones do you have? Are you going to be summoning for Tanabata at all? Regardless, does it depend? Anything else that I missed? Feel free to share in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you're going to see more stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.